What up, everybody? Ghost Season 3, Episode 10. Noma gave Obie a scar on his face as a reminder that he should always serve her loyally. This was after Obie didn't tell Noma that Effie got locked up. But as Monet was talking to Noma, she revealed this to her. And Noma mentioned how Mecca made her feel blind and made her feel vulnerable, and said she can't tolerate deception in any form. And this was only part of Obie's deception towards Noma. Obie also gave Brayden the job that they were going to clip Tariq at the warehouse. This was because Tariq got Obie's family their green cards, something Obie had been waiting on Noma to do for him for a while. But instead of getting this done for his family, Noma used this as a way to incentivize Obie to do whatever she said and keeping him under her control. As Monet also mentioned to Noma, feeling the need to have that control and how she could relate to that. One of the many things Monet and Noma had in common was Noma's reply. But it was obvious that Obie didn't appreciate this reminder. You could tell by the look on his face soon after Noma did this. And because the fact that he gave Brayden the job. This is because his appreciation for Tariq for helping his family. While Noma was so busy trying to control Obie, she didn't understand if she just got his family their green cards, then he would have been so grateful to her that she would no longer have to hold that over his head as a way to control him. So as Tariq and Brayden escape that warehouse, Noma turns to the rest of the crew and lets them know that her Tariq problem ends today. So then Noma will send all her soldiers, as well as the Tejadas and Effie, after Tariq. Because Noma is having to put her whole life on hold securing her daughter Anya from Tariq. And Anya doesn't know what Noma actually does for a living. That's why she said her Tariq problem ends today, because the fact that she has to deal with Anya. But Tariq will be able to stay one step ahead the whole time through Obie letting him know their every move. And that's why we see Tariq smashing the truck into Drew's car, because Obie had already given him the job. Then after Tariq and Brayden survived the attempts on their lives, they could then rob Noma's shipment, or possibly set it on fire like we see in the Season 4 trailer, by Obie giving them the job. And this could be why Tariq and Brayden were loading up the guns also in the Season 4 trailer. But unfortunately for Obie, Noma will figure out that he betrayed her, and it will cost him his life, because she will know that somebody gave Brayden the job, and if their shipment gets robbed or set on fire, she will also know that somebody gave them the job. And Obie will try to slide by acting the way he normally does and putting all the blame on the Tejadas and Effie by acting just as angry as Noma. But he will be exposed whenever Noma finds out that his family got their green cards. Like she said to Monet, a woman in her position has to consider all the angles to stay on top. And because of that, one of two things is going to happen. She's going to find out that Obie is betraying her, or he will betray her to death. But because the fact that the trailer shows a lot more clips of Noma than it does of Obie, and the fact that one of the clips is of Noma walking through a club with Kane walking behind her, like we always saw Obie doing in Season 3. I think Noma will take Obie out before he gets a chance to take her out. Because as soon as Noma finds out Obie betrayed her, he's gone. While Obie, on the other hand, will have to wait until he's positioned himself to take her out without it falling back on him. Then once Noma takes Obie out, she will then make Kane her new underboss. And that's why we see him walking through the club next to Noma in the trailer. And also, that's why we see Kane wearing a suit in a few clips as well. And this is the position that Kane has always wanted. In Season 2, Kane was under the impression that when Mecca left the country, that he was going to take over his organization. And it's possible, if everything played out the way Mecca wanted it to, Kane would have got that position. But with Noma being in the picture, that situation would have got real ugly if Monet did choose Mecca over Lorenzo and Kane smoked Lorenzo. Was Mecca hoping to disappear with Monet somewhere Noma couldn't find him? But unlike Tariq, whose parents didn't let him know who they really were, Kane was raised in the game, and forced to step up as the man of the house at an early age when Lorenzo went to prison. And Kane always had Monet by his side the whole way, going back to episode 1 of season 1 when Kane smoked rail. He went outside and Monet was waiting for him in the car. So being under Monet all those years, you can say that Kane was almost groomed for the position of Noma's underboss. When Kane was first introduced in season 1, he robbed, killed, sold dope, beat people down, whatever he needed to do. Kane was mainly just considered the family muscle, and nobody in their family saw him as much more than that. And this is why Lorenzo thought it would be best to put Drew in charge of their family business. But Monet, who had been around them the whole time, knew that Drew wasn't built for the life, and she was right, as we saw his desire to get out the game in season 3. But as for Kane, he showed in season 3 that all those years growing up in the streets, he was extremely street smart, and his intelligence shouldn't be questioned. Figuring out Lorenzo killed Zeke, calling out Salim for his fake name are just a few of the examples. But at the same time, elevating Kane to her underboss might prove to be a huge mistake for Noma, because it was Kane who set up the heist against Mecca where they stole his product and the blue diamond ring. Kane was the inside man. There's no way they could have pulled that off without him. And Mecca knew that it was Kane, but because of who his mother was, he let it slide. Noma, on the other hand, isn't going to have the same grace towards Kane that Mecca did. And in the trailer, we also see a clip with Kane being held down by one of Noma's soldiers, with Noma approaching Kane with a scalpel in her hand. Is this the consequences for Kane messing something up? And also keep in mind that Kane is also cage fighting somebody in the season 4 trailer. For what reason would he be put in this position? So Kane may be elevated for a while in season 4, but could also hit rock bottom, and that's why we see him in the cage fight. Possibly it's a fight to death match that he's forced into by Noma. But at the same time, most of y'all probably seen the new Power Book 2 Season 4 trailer that was released a few days ago. And this trailer has Kane talking to somebody and telling this person that the game ain't what it used to be, and telling this person that they're obsolete. Who could Kane be talking to in this clip? Because this reminds me of how Kane was talking to Lorenzo in Season 3, it got me thinking that he's talking to Monet. And this could also end up being Kane's downfall once he takes over under Noma, thinking he got everything under control and that he no longer needs to listen to Monet. And something else to consider before I go is that Obie's family is now going to be living in the States. So after Obie's death, there's a chance that Tariq could get them on his side and use them to help him against Noma and the Defies. And there you have it. Leave your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments.